They got married. They got married. They got married. They looked beautiful. Just mwah. I'm in a glass case of emotion. And that is how you end a season. I just can't believe how good this show is. What did we do to deserve it? I'm so happy. This show is like lesbian medicine. It is. I don't want this show to be over. I don't want to go back to reality. That episode was 10 lesbian movies crammed into one episode. Oh my God. So much emotion. So much emotion. So much emotion. Okay, so before I get into it, I have to give a huge thank you to the lovely fan of Gap who gave me her extra ticket so I could watch the finale live earlier today, and thank you so much. She describes herself as a fellow Gap-loving, Freenbeck-loving lesbian, and I love you. It's too soon for that, but I like you and I'm very grateful for the ticket. Like, this fandom is genuinely full of very lovely, generous people, and it kind of just feels like being part of a warm, soft hug. Is that weird? I just, like, part of a family. We'll say family, that's less weird. It's full of lesbians, and that's why the vibes are great. That's why. I've got my gay notes. Let's go. So the episode starts with Sam having a breakdown over her grandmother, and Mon is really trying to comfort her, reassuring her that she loves her, that they love each other, and just trying to comfort her because Sam is quite literally having a breakdown. And then Kirk calls to tell them that Sam's grandmother is in the hospital and she's suffering with heart disease and she is not in a good way. It's just really stress upon stress upon stress, and Sam runs out of the room. Sam then turns up at the hospital and finds Nung is also at the hospital, and they kind of like get into it. Nung did make me laugh when she was like, I'm just here to make sure that she dies. That was comedy gold. It was great. She's such an ice queen. It makes me laugh. I don't know. But Sam can see through her kind of facade and calls her out about how she really feels, because Nung always smiles when she's like upset and nervous. And then we kind of get a flashback backstory about like the way that Nung expresses herself, how she represses how she really feels, which is just not healthy. It's not. And how she's tried to kind of like pass that on to Sam. This entire family needs therapy. Oh my God. Nung then tells Sam that she has to break up with Mon if she's going to choose her grandmother. And you can see it on Sam's face as that realization is kind of like sinking in. And as a result of everything that's happened, Sam then ghosts Mon yet again, causing Mon to pack her suitcase yet again and have yet another montage of moments between them playing together with sad music in the background yet again. I swear that Mon has spent half of this season just crying. I mean, did just like that is what Becky does on set. Becky just rolls up to work, cries, and then goes home. That's it. But I think this scene is interesting because you can see that Mon is kind of coming to terms with the fact that Sam really has chosen her grandmother over her. It's like this time she recognizes that it's more final. I mean, we know it's not, but still. So then the homies roll up and Jim and T give some much needed like comic relief in these trying times. They do. I love the dynamic between Jim and T. I love their chemistry. I love the way that they bounce off of one another. I could watch 10 hours of those two. They're just making me smile. So then they discuss the situation with Mon, and I was actually a bit unclear on whether Sam had ghosted all of them or they knew about Sam's plans to marry Kirk. I wasn't really sure what was going on in this scene. Like, it's implied that Sam had like ghosted not only Mon but all of her friends, but then it kind of switches to another meeting where they're all aware of like what has happened. But anyway, they arrange another meeting with Mon, and Sam and Kirk are also there taking pre-wedding photos. Anyway, Mon and Sam end up bumping into each other, and Sam keeps it together pretty well considering her ex-girlfriend is stood in front of her in a wedding dress and she's not the one that she's marrying. She's keeping it together pretty well, I have to say. So Sam finally kind of explains the situation and how she's feeling, and it's very emotional. Oh my god, it's emotional. There's teary eyes. Oh my god, the acting is A+. I mean, the acting in this episode overall is just phenomenal, but oh my god, like the acting, the emotions. Sam hugging her from behind, it just ruined me. It just ruined me because she can never let that girl go. Not really. This is the moment in the episode where I was like, how can Kirk stand by and watch Sam be so sad? Why does he even want to marry a woman who's in love with somebody else? Those were my inner thoughts at this moment in this episode. And like, of course, you know, later on that, you know, that's explored a bit more. Then there's a time jump. Mon has not moved on from Lady Sam one bit during this time period, and I mean, who can blame her? They're soulmates, fated to be together forever and possibly beyond the grave. Yeah. But she does reveal to everybody that she's moving to England, which it's the classic lesbian move to another country to get over your ex. Sitch. So then Mon leaves and then Sam appears like out of nowhere, just, what? And she looks longingly after Mon. Oh my god, the emotion. In good news, Sam in glasses is back. And oh my god, I am with child. It's a lesbian pregnancy. They exist. Don't deny science. But even though she looks so good in glasses, she's not feeling so good. You know, she's very depressed for obvious reasons. And her grandmother is finally getting the hint that Sam is unhappy with this situation. We then get a flashback which shows a kind of sweeter side to the relationship between Sam and her grandmother, and it was really nice to see another side to their relationship because it kind of just helps us understand why Sam was so torn between Mon and not wanting to lose her grandmother, because I don't think we've seen a lot of the loving side of their relationship before now. I feel like the grandmother was very much painted as this kind of two-dimensional kind of villain type up until this episode, so it's nice to kind of see another side to it and understand that yes, there was actually a lot of love there, as well as all the kind of like toxic behavior and trauma, which helps us understand just why Sam was so upset and so, you know, distraught over losing her, you know. Mon has a post-lesbian breakup haircut and it looks great. It looks great. We should all do that. And she has a really kind of connective moment with her mum, which I always really enjoy Mon's like family dynamics. It's always just thoughtful and heartwarming and I love it. And as a juxtaposition, we see how tense things are between Sam and her grandmother and how kind of like broken they are compared to like Mon and her mother. But you can see Sam's grandmother's kind of feelings starting to shift as a result of just how broken their relationship has become. So the homies gather to see Mon off to England, and this might sound strange to say, but I love the scene in the car where Mon is like getting teary-eyed looking at Sam's picture, looking at a picture of her and Sam just before she deletes it, because you could just, the emotion and the acting just mwah. So then Lady Sam's grandmother arranges a meeting with Sam and shows us all that she actually does have a heart underneath it all. She does. The Ice Queen has melted. This episode is the grandmother's redemption arc, 100%. Yeah, this episode was also Kirk's redemption arc. So yeah, it was the episode of redemption. It was. He's finally done the right thing and kind of like expressed that he's not comfortable and that Sam's happiness, you know, should ultimately come first, and forcing her into this marriage is not healthy for anyone. So all of this has kind of led Sam's grandmother to rethink the situation and allow Sam to get out of this kind of toxic marriage situation. And I got really emotional in this scene. It was just really kind of powerful, and there was so much connection between Sam and her grandmother, and especially when her grandmother says to her she wants her to choose the life that she wants and choose the person that she loves. I got really emotional. It was growth, it was character development, different. It was a whole new world. It was just really interesting to see another side of the grandmother. And yeah, that's one of the things I found most interesting about this episode. So yeah. And then Sam goes to get her woman. She does. This is like a real Ross and Rachel moment from Friends, like Mon on the way to the airport, Sam being like, oh my God, I have to get her, I have to get to her. Sam is Ross. Yeah, Sam is Ross. And Sam takes this really seriously. I mean, she is speeding down that road. She does not care if there's a crash. So she speeds down the road and then stops in front of Mon's ride, so they also have no choice but to stop. What is it with lesbians declaring things in the middle of the road? Like, what is that? I mean, it's a trope at this point. You know, get out the car and declare your feelings. I mean, yeah. But anyway, Sam runs up to Mon and it's a whole movie scene. It's a whole movie scene. Oh my gosh. Poetic cinema. I don't know. So they have a very emotional exchange and Sam tells Mon she can't live without her, and oh my God, my heart is a lesbian. And I have to say the cinematography in this scene was just also really beautiful. Like, I love the little rainbow fans. Are they called fans? Windmills? You know what I'm talking about. Just, it was really beautifully shot. It was just A+. Anyway, Sam explains that her grandmother has changed her mind and that she doesn't want Mon to leave the country, and they reconcile, and they kiss. And Jim films it, which, you know, the woman can't be blamed. Oh, this scene is lesbian medicine. It is. So then there's another time jump. It's like an episode of Doctor Who, and Sir Whom arrives on the scene, and he has a little heart-to-heart with Lady Sam's grandmother, and he pretty much blows her mind with the fact that there are some people who are accepting of lesbian and gay relationships, and actually, yes, if you're a lesbian or a gay man, you can have a happy ending, you can have a future with that kind of relationship. She has a lot to think about. I mean, her mind is just... But this conversation is, of course, important, especially within a cultural context and when you're talking about kind of older generations within that culture who have certain expectations. And I feel like this show always sprinkles really kind of like meaningful conversations about gay and lesbian rights very tastefully. You know, it's not kind of like hugely in your face, but they still say what needs to be said. And then Mon and Sam are finally getting married. They're getting married. Oh my God. Bet and Tina found bold and shaking. And Jim is on the sauce. Now she's had her baby, she is back on the sauce. I mean, where do I start with this wedding? It was so beautiful, and I think it's a huge deal that Lady Sam's grandmother also attends this wedding. I think it's like a huge deal, and the thing is, you could say she came around in a very short amount of time, but you have to remember, it might seem rushed because it was one episode, but you have to remember that there was like 55 time jumps in this episode, so actually she has had a lot of time to kind of slowly come around to the idea of Sam being with Mon and them being married. Like, she has had the time. It's just, you know. Nung is also at the wedding and is kind of like just filled with love and happiness now. You know, she's not icy at all, and maybe it was just like the champagne that resolved the trauma between them. But yeah, it's just lovely to see. It's kind of like, you know, good vibes. It's good vibes. No more ice, just nice. Okay. Sam and Mon looked so beautiful as brides. Oh my god. They looked like something out of a bridal advert for the perfect wedding. And I can't blame everyone for screaming as they walked down the aisle, because same. Sam's vows were so poetic. So poetic. English teachers everywhere were shaking. And Mon's vows are so touching. Oh my god, they're touching. Cupid found quivering. The pure love radiating from this scene. Unprecedented. Unparalleled. The acting. I don't know how many more commitment type rings are going to fit on that one finger though. I mean, that was... I don't know that there's room for any more. We get it. You're committed to each other. Like, we get it. You can stop with the... Or don't stop, actually. I mean, why not? More is good. And then people are screaming at them to kiss, which, again, relatable, same. And they do, and it's perfect. Oh my god. Kirk and Cade catch the bouquet, which, well. A new ship is born, like a little baby phoenix from a pile of ash. And then Mon and Sam kiss again, and it's a perfect ending to a perfect season of a perfect show. Well, that was a kick. That was a kick. Oh my god. I'm kind of still in disbelief that we've even kind of like been blessed enough to watch this kind of show. I am really sad that that was the final episode. I have no idea if we're going to get a second season at some point. I have mixed feelings about a second season because on the one hand, of course, I would take like 50 more seasons of Mon and Sam. I love them so much, but I wouldn't want Mon and Sam to be put through a lot of unnecessary drama, which would have to happen to kind of push any kind of storyline forward, especially considering that this show revolves around their relationship. So it largely has to be about their relationship, and I kind of would rather that the show just kind of like ended on like a positive note where we could all look back at it, feel fuzzy about it, and just kind of rewatch it, rather than kind of like be traumatized by potential crazy drama. And yeah, but at the same time there would be more Mon and Sam kisses and love, possibly a love scene. And so maybe I would rather Freen and Becky worked on like a completely new project where their characters are still lovers, but it's like a whole new kind of setup. I don't know, like I think I'm always gonna have a special place in my heart for Mon and Sam, but I feel like it would just be interesting to see them in another project, you know, as opposed to a season 2 of Gap. But there might be a season 2 down the road, and as long as they had like a happy ending in season 2, I'm sure I'd be fine with it. But I just like worry, you know. I'll just say for now that I'm really grateful for this show existing, and I just want to say a huge thank you to the whole like cast and crew who made this show possible, because it just like, as a lesbian, you don't really see this content come along very often. Like there's no compromise. You just have two leads who have chemistry, who have connection, and there's no begging for crumbs in this show. This show is like a lesbian cake, you know? Generation Q is like crumbs that have been left out overnight in the kitchen, and this show is like a beautiful lesbian cake, and oh my god. Okay, so those were my thoughts on episode 12. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you want to support lesbian content, if you want to support women's voices, come and join the Sapphic Underground Club. It's pretty much just like a monthly tip. It's just a tip. It's just like a token of appreciation for the lesbianism. That's it. Just is it worth it? Only can answer that. And who is? Are they? I did it. Don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.